So it's currently 11:45 p.m. where I live. Normally I have the dose done by now, and I'm usually working on tomorrow's show about right now because I like to have it up, or I like to have it finished in the first part of the day rather than wait to the end. But I've been researching this topic for the last probably hour and a half. I've seen tons of videos on it. Social media. Social media has changed everything, no doubt. The story that I'm going to talk to you guys about today, some of you may already know about this. I didn't know about this. This is the first I'd ever heard of it. I came across it. I was researching some articles, and you guys know how it is. One thing leads to another. You come across something that you weren't even expecting, and then you ask yourself, well, I wonder if this is even true or not. And it is. It's definitely true. It's called the Blue Whale Challenge. And we'll get into social media here when I'm done telling you guys about it. I want to clue you in case you don't know. And I'm not going to get into all like the names and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to give you the gist of it. So apparently in Russia, there was this guy, or I guess there was a guy leading the charge in this whole thing, but there was a group of people as well, clusters of people that do this stuff online. And basically they set up these, I guess, forums for kids who are going through mental pressures in life, kids that may even be suicidal, typically are suicidal, and they kind of prey on those kids, and those kids latch on to these forums or whatever, or an administrator is what these people are referred to. Basically, these kids who are feeling the pressures of life hook up with one of these administrator or groups. And then they are supposed to do a 50-day challenge. And this challenge is like a brainwashing thing where it starts off fairly simple. Basically, you have to do one challenge each day. So you start off with something simple like wake up in the morning at 4:30, or I think it's 4:20 a.m. in the morning. Wake up. No matter what time you go to bed, just wake up. And then you have to do something that will prove that you did it. Typically, it's a photo, where you take a picture of whatever it is you're doing and you send it to your administrator for proof. And that gets into the whole thing about accountability. Humans are really set up to be accountable, right? We love to check marks and to-do lists, and we love to get praise when we do something that so that we feel accomplished, whether that's a good or a bad thing. It's just humans, right? It's human nature. So when they send that photo in and prove to their administrator that they done that task, that administrator kind of gives them the pat on the back treatment and says, well, wait till you hit up day 2. You got to do something else. And what happens is the task get more difficult, more intricate. It gets to the point where you have to take a knife and like literally draw a blue whale, like a tattoo, if you will, on your arm. You have to do all kind of marks in your arms. You have to go and find a place where you think you would want to die. Take pictures of it. Turn it all in to these administrators or whatever. And anyway, by day 50, you are ready to basically showcase your death, your suicide on social media. Now, their social media, the big social media in Russia is a website similar to Facebook where you can post and people can follow you, but it's become the craze over there. And as I'm researching this, I'm finding out that there's been over 100, some people are saying even 130 kids who have died over this type of nonsense. And it's wild. It's crazy, right? Because when I was a kid, everybody did everything they could to protect their privacy. And it's different now. In social media, even in its infancy, was, let's just post a pic of like a family getting together and our reunion and our Thanksgiving. And YouTube used to be all about, let's just post, cute videos about our cats and our dogs and what our kids do and blah, blah, blah. And now it's to the point where you have people who are out. Like this is their job, if you will, with this particular challenge, is to find people and prey on that. And they want them, the end result of this whole 50-day process, They want a suicide and they want proof posted publicly on social media. It's crazy. And you can't blame the victims because they're being brainwashed. You know what I mean? There is a certain portion of the population that does see suicide as like a legit answer to a problem. You know what I mean? It's the only answer. It's the correct answer. And our brain is built to solve problems. And that's, in their world, that's how they figure it. You know what I mean? This is the right way to go. This is what has to be done. And then there's some people who are not prone to that, right? Like no, I'll never do that. And they bring that up in the article too that I was reading, is that the guy, the ringleader, supposedly with this whole group, said that he's personally been involved with 30 girls, mainly girls, suicides. And he feels like he's done them a service. He's like, they've always wanted to do it. I'm just making sure that they make that decision, that type of thing. Stuff like this annoys me. It just does. You got all these other challenges people do online. I think last year, the year before last, people would burn their body. Like they would put like lighter fluid or something on their body. You guys remember this? And they would stand in bathtubs and they would light themselves and try to put themselves out. I mean, what are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing, man? It's I don't know. I don't really know where to go with a video like this. It's just crazy. It's crazy what we'll do on the internet and how we get so wrapped up in the internet and social media and posting a pic, and we have to let everybody know what food we're eating for that day and what we wore and what we bought from the store, and up until the point where that eventually becomes a place where we can post a picture about 15 minutes before we die. Like that is the thing. That's a thing that people are doing, and they're saying that it's, trying to spread now. I don't know what else to say, guys. But if you're struggling with suicide, man, there's a lot of things you can do, and that ain't one of them. I'm just going to tell you right now. Doing this Blue Well challenge, that ain't, trust me, there's better ways you can handle it. There's a lot of people you can call, a lot of people you can reach out to. Maybe it's not your family, but trust me, somebody on this planet cares about you. Just saying. Reach out, talk to people, but don't seek advice through social media. That's probably the worst thing you could do. I'm not saying that there's not some people out there that could probably help, but you get my point. To a stranger, don't seek advice about that kind of stuff from a stranger, dude. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this Blue Well challenge nonsense. And I'm sure there's going to be more of this nonsense the bigger that social media gets and the more popular it gets. And, and it's just stupid. I don't understand it.